call, Senior Goat Showmanship. First call, we got about 5 minutes here. First call, we're not going to wait all day long. We're going to have a nice, snappy show. Going to pick out all the winners this afternoon. Senior Showmanship, first cut. Elena Barger, Ariana Lundgren, Lily Steek, Bria Mills, Sienna Donaldson, Caden Healy Mitchell, Brooklyn Lambrecht, Addison Hodgson, Bella Campbell, Afton McIntosh, Olivia Zuber, first call. We're going to try to do every effort we can to make sure that you know when your showmanship is going. Hey, I think Kinsey Freeman's over there by the in gate for the goat showmanship. Check in with her, please, so she knows that you're there and ready. Just a couple more minutes. We're going to start Senior Goat Showmanship. Here we go. Senior goat showmanship. Senior goat showmanship. Nate Brookshire is going to sort these for us this afternoon. We'd like to thank Nate. So class 2 of that senior goat showmanship, makeup area, please. The makeup area is yours. Check in with Kinsey over there or Miss Pam. Check in so we know you're there. So in the showmanship, we've done this here at the Cheyenne Livestock Expo for the last number of years. We really don't pick a champion in a reserve. We pick a Cheyenne too, trying to be a little bit unique. They both get buckles. There's no champion, there's no reserve, but they're both a Cheyenne too. So every division in the goat, every division in the sheep will receive buckles. Cheyenne two of them in each division. And then the overall 5 in each division will also get jackets. So, you know, you can double up if you're going to be part of the Cheyenne 2. You get a double up. But the top 5 are vying for those jackets. And then the overall 2 will get those coveted belt buckles, those Cheyenne 2 belt buckles. There's not many places that get to do that, but we wanted to make sure that we got a lot of nice showmen all the time so that they all get represented. So makeup area, we should have Courtney Blagg, Rebecca Gardner, Corbin Jaggers, Cooper Maxwell, Anthony Quick, Skylar Pittman, Tegan Johnson, Lucinda Mayers, Elizabeth Albrecht, David Dubin, and Bennett Gordon. You should be in the makeup area right now because he's going to pick whatever he wants to come back for his finals, and then we'll be going on. Even through the showmanship classes this afternoon, we ask that you keep your numbers on, your back numbers. That really helps us out a lot. It helps Ringside Live, helps everybody out trying to figure out who's who and who wins. And if you could do that the rest of this afternoon, that we greatly appreciate it.
Start off our first class of senior showmanship in a very, very powerful way, and with a big, deep, high-quality heat of showmen, and yet 3 young ladies, in my mind, very quickly sort their way up, and they do so because they do just the extras, the intangibles of getting a push and a brace and a drive, yet being quick and efficient, and then also having their feet set square on all 4 corners. Uniquely, I'm not going to talk about them. I'm going to invite them back into our champion drive. I am going to let the people know, because I do want you guys to understand what my thought process was. Young lady right here, you're as close as any of them to making it on this side of things. There's as much push, embrace, and drive that you can get out of that goat as possible, and I love a lot of the things that you do. You keep that goat's head and neck up. You keep that goat's spine flat. I guess too many times I caught her front feet just being a little bit too extended for myself. I caught that goat maybe just being just a little bit overstretched at times. Right now, the way you have that goat position looks like you should be over here, and so I want you to keep that going forward. I want you to keep that momentum. The next time you come into showmanship, you hit it just like that, you'll be a big-time contender. Young lady right here, I love your hand placement. I love the way we pull that goat's head and neck out of the top side of its shoulder. Unfortunately, that goat isn't really pushing for us, and I talk about that with my sisters in the yard sometimes. That goat's just kind of standing there, so I like our foot placement. Got to get that leg into that goat and get that goat to push. This goat right here is pushing, embracing, and driving, and I'm liking that. I love the intensity and the eye contact. Again, for myself, his front feet are just a little bit offset, and they're a little bit far forward for myself, but man, I thought the push push and the brace and the drive were absolutely awesome. Presentation on that goat is very good as well. Young lady, similar story here. That goat's driving forward in you. That goat is presented to the nines, and then your hand placement is very advanced. Your eye contact and intensity are very, very good as well. Unfortunately, again, like I've said with the young lady ahead of you, I caught too many times where our front feet are just a little off center, off kilter, just like they are right now. I thought, we just bounce that goat forward and get that goat's legs in line with its body while we definitely move up. The young lady right here, in terms of rear foot placement, we do an awesome job. And I think, from that goat, that goat naturally wants to kind of sag behind his shoulder. I actually thought we did a really nice job of keeping that goat's spine up. Unfortunately, again, we're just a little offset in terms of our front feet, and at times we'll let that goat's head just get a little bit far forward from myself, but a very nice job. Young lady's skin and hair care right here has been absolutely phenomenal. Again, I thought we're maybe just a little bit overstretched, but I like the way that we maintain that thing's spine. I like the way that you're able to kind of have a diversity in terms of your showmanship. You show up on that goat, you get that goat to brace, and so my hat's off to you for that. Young lady right here, a great job managing that thing's spine. I wish we managed our lower body the same way that we manage our upper body. That goat will get just a little offset off either end of his skeleton. I think we got to bounce that goat forward in terms of his front feet and then get around that goat and set his rear too. Young lady right here, again, if she's close, you're extra close as well. Push and brace and drive are absolutely awesome. I thought we got that goat's nose up just a little bit too much, and when we get that goat's nose up and get that thing's head forward, it'll cause her to deviate there in terms of her spine a little bit. But again, that's being incredibly, incredibly critical. A great group of showmen right here. Give a big round of applause to them. Excited for the three young ladies to come back.
Thanks for those words for us, Mr. Nate. Hey, we got three coming back for the finals. Ariana Lundgren, Caden Healy-Mitchell, Afton McIntosh is going to be 3 out of that Heat 1. Class 2 Senior Showmanship. As soon as Kinsey's ready, make your way in the ring. Class 2 Senior. Oh, sheep people, we're going to show Class 2 Senior Showmanship. As soon as we pick the champion Senior Showman, we're going to start out with Heat 1 of the Sheep Showmanship. Senior Sheep Showmanship. Nate's making his final poll of this second division senior showmanship. He's going to give us some words, and then we'll be ready for the finals. For any reason, if you're going to scratch or something's going on, please let us know. That'll help us a lot because we're trying to make sure everybody gets into these classes, but you know we're not going to wait all day long for this. We'd like this to be nice and snappy. We think everybody wins that way.
Another very, very deep, very high-quality set of senior showmen over here on this side of things. And the three young people that soared up, in my mind, it's just based on consistency. It's based on ability to get those feet and legs set in a timely manner. And then with that, I think it's the ability to get their goat to truly brace and push and drive. And so that's been a blessing on this side of things, is that these three young people came and kind of surfaced rather handily. Again, I'm going to go through and let you guys know what my thought process was. Young man right here, I think we do a fantastic job of getting that thing's head and neck pulled out of the top side of its skeleton. And uniquely for a tall individual, you've done a tremendous job of getting your leg into that goat and getting a push and a brace and a drive. Unfortunately, at times, we'll overstretch that goat. I think we can actually bring its rear feet just a little bit more underneath of itself. That goat's front feet will kind of get just a little searchy on me as well. But again, I thought we did an awesome job of getting that thing's head and neck up, maintaining that thing's spine, and then getting our leg into that goat. This young man right here, I think we did, again, a tremendous job of a push and a brace and a drive. I think we're maybe just a little offset in terms of our rear feet. Our goat will want to dance around on us ever so slightly, but I think we've done a great job of getting that goat to drive and brace. Young lady right here is as close as any of them. That goat is presented to the absolute nines. Your intensity, your eye contact, your understanding of the ring is incredibly good. Unfortunately, your goat will come out here and kind of dance around with his front feet. He will know how to correspond with you in the same regard, unfortunately. But man, I do think you're a heck of a showman. Young lady right here, I think just an incredible job of keeping that thing's back and top line put into him. I think a great job of front foot placement for myself. At times, we'll let that goat's head just get a little bit lower. We'll let our rear feet just get a little bit offset, and then that goat will want to move around on us. I like that we get off and show that goat to the side. I thought we could have done just a little bit of better job of getting that goat to truly elevate up there for us, but a very, very nice job. Young lady right here, push, embrace, and drive, and rear foot placement are absolutely fantastic. I thought, you know, the way we maintain that thing's spine looks really, really good. And when you pop that goat, man, it is very, very good. Unfortunately, that goat will fight us ever so slightly. And every time we pop that goat will want to put its offside rear foot back on us, just like it just did right there. If we have to continually fight that goat, unfortunately, that goat, I just got too many images of that goat being just a little bit offset. Young lady right here, foot and leg placement is awesome. Eye contact is great. I thought your posture was absolutely awesome as well. Again, I didn't think there was maybe the same kind of speed and efficiency as a couple of the other showmen, but man, I thought you could show a goat incredibly, incredibly well. Young lady right here, again, presentation and skin quality is really good. I like the way we get into that goat. Unfortunately, that goat's spine is getting just a little bit searchy up high. We're going to have to manage and mitigate that to continue on, but really, really good set of showmen out here. Congratulate them with a big round of applause, if you would.
There we go. That was Class 2 senior. Coming back for the finals, Tegan Johnson, Tavin Dubon, Bennett Gordon. That means we got 6 coming back for the finals. We got 6 coming back for the finals of senior goat showmanship. Hey, you know what that means? Sheep exhibitors, first call. Senior sheep showmanship, first call. The seniors coming back to us: Ariana Lundgren, Caden Haley Mitchell, Afton McIntosh, Tegan Johnson, Tavin Dubin, Bennett Gordon. We're going to pick a Cheyenne 2 out of here. We're going to give away five jackets. I tell you what, it's kind of nice to see these jackets going around all over the country with a Cheyenne Livestock Expo logo on it. We're really proud to give these away to some really top-notch kids. And I tell you what, these belt buckles, if you want to see a really nice belt buckle, these Cheyenne 2 are going to win them. Don't necessarily have to be an order in that Cheyenne 2. Sometimes our judges wish to pick an order on them, but it's totally up to them. But Cheyenne 2, as far as we're concerned, are equally as good equally as competent because we know we got some great showmen coming to the Cheyenne Livestock Expo. So, like I said, first call, senior sheep showmanship. We're going to have four cuts of that, and then we're going to come back for our champion. So we got a few more cuts, but we're pretty sure that we shouldn't have any conflicts between exhibitors in both rings that way, because the goat show is a little bit smaller, and it should kind of get done a little bit faster. So we're going to have an awesome afternoon showmanship at the Expo. We'd like to thank our board of directors at the Cheyenne Expo: Chairman Pam Freeman, Vice Chair Jeffson Keller, and we got Scott Vetter, Dylan Freeman, Mandy Weber, Justin West, Krisha Geffert, and Whitney Dara. I'd like to thank them for all the work they do all year long. Nate's judging our market goat showmanship. The seniors force right now. He's from Champaign, Illinois, but he started out being a California native. He competed on livestock judging teams and obtained a degree in ag business. He obtained a master's in rumination nutrition at University of Illinois and is now a livestock judging coach and instructor. Nate judges all of this, spending times with friends and families and doing all this judging. So we appreciate having Nate here helping us out.
I think the Cheyenne, too, is an absolutely awesome way to highlight two showmen. And a lot of times when it comes down to, who's going to be champion or reserve showman, there becomes a lot of personal preference within it. There becomes a lot of, whose goat's going to move first, who's going to do it just a little bit quicker, who's going to do it just a little bit fancier. And so that's what I think is really unique about it, because we have two very different showmen right here that both get their goats exhibited to a very, very high degree. I'm going to talk them again in no particular order. Young ladies, about as intense as they come. Your eye contact, your body language, and your intensity are absolutely out of this world. That goat is pushing and bracing and driving continuously. That goat is awesome in terms of its foot placement. And then again, presentation of that goat is very, very good. And the young man, again, presentation is absolutely out of this world. And then you are more of a smooth, calm, calculated kind of a showman. When your goat moves, you're not a person who's going to be real quick. You're going to be really, really smooth. And that allows for that goat to work in a very, very symbiotic fashion with you. And so that's what I think is unique. A very intense kind of a showman and a very smooth kind of a showman. And so those will be my Cheyenne too. Congratulations to them. I'm going to continue on down the line because I think these young people have done great. Young lady right here gets the push and the brace and the drive that I'm after. Goat moved just a little bit more towards the end of things, kicked its front feet forward. But man, just an absolutely awesome showman whose presentation is fantastic. And then again, has the intensity and the eye contact that we're after. Young man right here is probably one of the more reserved showmen that's back out here. I think it's awesome that you come out here and you just get your goat stuck. You're a very basic, very fundamental kind of a showman. My only charge to you is come out here and do it with some fire. Those ahead of you, they have just a little bit more of a you know, stern or intense look. You come out here and you're very soft with your goat. You get that goat, you know, pushing and bracing and driving and doing it, you know, a very, very good job. Come out here and show them what's up, because you have all the ability in the world to go and catch them. Young lady right here, you know, we catch back up on that intensity, that eye contact, and I love that. You know, you do an awesome job of keeping your goat's back flat. You do an awesome job of getting into that goat. I thought our foot placement got just a little bit off the longer that we went, but I thought we did a very nice job. Young lady, my hat's off to you. You've done an incredible job all day with a multitude of goats. They've been fresh presented. They work well with you. You know, I thought as we came back out here and got on that side of things, our rear foot placement just got a little bit off. Our rear legs got a little underneath of ourselves, which took away from the proportions of that goat. But I thought you've done a tremendous job all day. Hats off to you. Big round of applause for our showman. Absolutely fantastic job.
Yeah, way to put your hands together. Nice job, Nate. We got the senior Cheyenne 2. That's going to go to Bennett Gordon and Tegan Johnson. Congratulations. Them are nice belt buckles. Wear them with pride. Then we're going to finish it out with Ariane Lundgren, Taven Dubin, Afton McIntosh, and Caden Healy Mitchell. Heidi Hutchison and Jamie, let me get my sheet out here. Gitlin, we need you to make up area, please, for the intermediate goat showmanship. Hey, Courtney Blagg, senior sheep showmanship. Make up area, please. If y'all are going to scratch, please let us know. Last call here. We're lining senior sheep showmanship up, class number 1. Be ready, please. Dylan's going to bring in the ring. Intermediate showmanship for the goat side, class 3. One more time. Heidi Hutchison, are you with us in the intermediate goat showmanship? Heidi, please. We're good to go. Intermediate showmanship on the goat side. Senior showmanship on the lamb side. What excitement. 2 times the fun here. We're going to bring 4 cuts of these intermediate showmanship on the goat ring. We're going to bring 4 cuts of them. We're going to pick a Cheyenne 2 and then jacket 5. So senior sheep showmanship, same way. There's going to be 4 cuts, 4 heats, and we're going to bring you back and pay them off the same way. Cheyenne 2, more buckles to give away today. Judging our sheep showmanship this afternoon is Evan McLean from Anderson, Indiana. He grew up competitively showing livestock all over across the country at minors and majors. He operates McLean Show Stock. He helps all the young exhibitors accomplish their goals in a multitude of species, as well as running a small number of ewes himself. He's a graduate of Lincoln Land Community College, as well as a graduate of Western Illinois University, and where he was a member of the livestock judging team, obtained a degree in ag business. So Welcome to Evan McLean. He's going to finish our sheep showmanship this afternoon here at the Expo.
All right, I need.
Intermediate goat showmanship. We're missing Trowell and Sumner and Kinsley White at the makeup area, please. Hey, if you're going to scratch for this, help us out a little bit, and please let somebody either up here at the desk or like Kinsey over there at the makeup area. Let us know, please. I want to thank again Pineless Distilling, the longtime sponsors with it. They've been here longer than most of us, so thank them for sponsoring. Every little bit of they sell, they give us a portion of that, plus they donate all of the prizes. We give away whiskey all week long, especially to some of those open class exhibitors. Dylan, announcer stand, please. Mr. Dylan Freeman.
Good group to get us kicked off in our intermediate showmanship. And, as we pick at 5, I think it's variable on how many I'm going to keep back. But, man, I thought 2 young men that sorted up rather handily. I thought they were smooth. I thought they were efficient in terms of getting their goats presented. And then, again, on top of that, I thought they did that with a little bit of extra finesse and flair. Young lady right here is as close as any of them to getting the call back on that side of things. And though I loved our rear foot placement, I thought your understanding of the ring was incredibly good. I thought your push and brace was awesome. And then again, I thought our top line balance was incredible as well. That goat, I want to buckle over in terms of its knee at times. I thought we had to make sure that goat didn't do that, especially on its show side. But man, I thought you were very, very close. Keep working very, very hard, and I think you will get a lot of callbacks. Young lady right here, again, rear foot placement is absolutely fantastic. The way that we had that thing's spine and the way that we have that thing's head are all very, very good. We need to couple that goat up just a little bit more. We're a little overextended for my liking. Going to make him look just a little bit lackadaisical there in terms of his spine. But man, that is a very, very nice job getting a rear foot placement done. Young lady right here, again, better in terms of their spine management. Again, I really like her in terms of her rear foot placement. To me, we're maybe just a little bit too coupled up. I thought we could stretch that goat out, maybe pop its front feet forward and get him just a little bit more in line. But again, I liked our spine placement. Young lady right here, great body positioning, great eye contact. Unfortunately, while we get that goat to push and drive, he's pushing and driving just a little bit too hard, and that'll cause him to overstretch. It'll cause him to drive down with the base of his shoulder. I wish that we could maybe just make him drive a little bit less, but very, very nice job. Young lady right here, it's probably as good of an image as we've gotten of that goat so far. Keeping that goat's spine and head where they need to be. Rear foot placement is awesome. Again, though, I thought maybe our front foot positioning was a little bit off. I actually thought we could get just a little bit more in front of that goat with our own body positioning as well, but very, very nice job. Young lady right here, in terms of squareness of foot and placement, a fantastic job. Again, I like our hand placement, I like our body positioning, but while I like our squareness of foot placement, we got to couple that goat up a little bit more. Again, just a little overextended for my liking. Young lady right here drove the short straw, and unfortunately her goat isn't working with her in the same regard, but again, a very, very good understanding of the ring, very good eye contact as well. Young lady right here, again, awesome presentation, great skin. I thought that goat just needed to be just a little bit square on all 4 corners. Goat's wanting to pull back on us and not just drive into us the same regard. Young lady right here, I thought, you did an incredible job of keeping that goat's head and neck up, and naturally that goat wants to pull down on you a little bit. Unfortunately, that goat will rise up there in terms of its spine. I think we need to mitigate that to move on over here. A great start to our intermediate division. Give them a big round of applause if you would.
Good first heat of seniors over here on our sheep side, and I thought two young people that just commanded my attention just in terms of initial impression as they come through the gates, and so that's where they get the pull. I thought Showman over here really, really good. I think a couple of them were really close calls. Young lady up front, good in terms of her body posture, hand placement, gets that sheep a little too stretched out, and it'll wash out in terms of his spine. Similar story with the young man right here, but on the opposite end, you get that one to drive just too hard. His front feet will roll up underneath of himself, and then he'll slide out behind. Young man right here is calm, cool, and collective. I like his body posture. I want to change his hand placement, make him just a little bit more intense. Young lady right here was a really, really close call. I think everything she does is really, really good. In terms of her body posture, in terms of her hand placement, I thought maybe just front feet got off. I maybe just wish you were just a shot more intense. Young man right here does a really good job in terms of getting drive and brace out of this particular sheep. Sometimes you let him overstretch just a little bit, a wash out in terms of his loin. I want to relax him in terms of where his nose sits. Young lady right here, similar story. You get that sheep, he'll want to rock forward too much. I want to relax him in terms of where his head's at. Young man right here does a really good job in terms of feet and leg placement. We just need to rock that one's head and neck back just a little bit more. Young lady right here has got a really big sheep that maybe makes it a little more difficult to show. She's got the right body posture, the right hand placement. We just need to manage and change where feet are at times. And the young lady here that's going to go ahead and round out, I think does a really, really good job. Another one that I think was a close call. I think he's a tough kind of a showmanship sheep to just show. He's just a little lower shouldered, a little thicker necked, and so it's hard to get him to drive and run uphill, get his head and neck where it needs to be. But an awesome first heat, if you guys would. Give him a nice round of applause.
Thanks, Evan. Appreciate that. Senior Showmanship finals are Kaylee Eddington and Cooper Anderson. That's the first two making the finals as Senior Sheep Showmanship. Hey, let's look at the finals of the Intermediate Showmanship out of that Class 3. Zane Richardson and Dylan Pittman, you're going to come back for our finals. Class 2 on the sheep side should be entering the ring right now, Class 2. And we got class number 4 in the intermediate side on the goat ring, Class 4. So Class 5 intermediate showman, please be checking in. Class 5 intermediate. Now remember now to upgrade your Showman app. That helps you a lot. If you don't upgrade it, sometimes you're getting wrong information. We got a little bit of time here, you know, right in the middle of the sheep and goat showmanship to really recognize and thank our sheep and goat committee for the work they do for us all year long. They put a lot of hours in. Mr. Dylan Freeman's the chairman. Jason Simpson, Justin Nathan, Clay Elliott, Tyson Rule, Braxton Olson, Bobby Strecker, Sidney Beatty, Chase Taylor, Mike Frink, Pam Freeman. That's kind of our sheep and goat committee. We do appreciate everything they do for us. Class 3, Senior Sheep Showmanship. Be lining up at the makeup area.
Another good heat of intermediate showmen, and again, two speedy, efficient kind of showmen that come out here with incredible presentation and then kind of rock it out and kind of set the pace and the tone. Again, I do think this heat has been very, very good and very deep. Young lady right here, from your shoulder back on that goat, I think we've done an absolutely fantastic job. Skin and hair and presentation are awesome. That goat's pushing and rocking and driving. Unfortunately, we're just a little offset on either side of our skeleton. We need to make sure that we're just a little bit square. But man, I thought, your management of the upper portion of that thing's body was very, very good. The young man right here, I thought, just in terms of squareness of feet and legs, we did an awesome job. I thought we could do a great job of getting that thing's head and neck in the right position. That goat will drive up there in terms of its spine at times. I think we can kick that thing's front feet forward just a little bit, and that'll allow that thing's spine to kind of settle and level, but very, very nice job as well. Young man right here, again, presentation has been fantastic all day. A multitude of goats that have been shown incredibly well. For myself, I think we can change our hand positioning to allow that goat to better tie his neck out of the top of his shoulder. He maybe wants to get just a little offset in terms of his rear feet, but that goat is driving up and at you. A very, very nice job of doing that. Congratulations to you on getting that goat exhibited very well. Young lady right here, again, eye contact, intensity, understanding of the ring are all very, very good. I love the way that we have our goat, partitioned in terms of how far apart his legs are. I like how square they are. Unfortunately, that goat's not giving us the same kind of drive all the time. He'll want to just rise up in the center portion of his back. I think we need to mitigate that ever so slightly. Young lady right here, again, just in terms of the management of that goat around the ring and maneuvering around the ring, I can tell that you've worked really, really hard with your project, and so I want to commend you for that. Unfortunately, I think we can get our body just a little bit more in front of that goat. I think we can get our feet and legs just a little bit square, but I did want to commend you on the fact that it looks like you've worked very, very hard with your project. Young lady right here, tremendous hair on that goat. Again, I think just an awesome understanding of the ring. I think eye contact and intensity are absolutely fantastic. I think, your ability to get that goat to show herself off with the chain is fantastic as well. I found us just being just a little bit offset in terms of our foot placement. Our left front foot will get just a little bit far outside of her, and then our offset on our rear feet is just a little bit too much for my liking. But again, I thought you understood the ring incredibly well. Young man right here, I thought, you did an awesome job of maneuvering around the ring with that goat. I need to see more push and drive. I need you to take this portion of your leg and take it into that thing's breastplate. I think that'll allow that goat to push and elevate up into you. Young lady right here, again, just kind of drew the short side of the stick with that one because your goat in class showed for you incredibly, incredibly well. Your presentation has been fantastic. You came out here and did a very, very nice job. That goat came out here and decided that he didn't want to be your buddy at this time, but he's had a long day of being very, very, very successful. I think you do an awesome job of keeping with it. I think you do an awesome job of showing that goat off. Unfortunately, this showmanship, he's just acting like a little bit of a jackwagon. Young lady right here, again, I think you've done a nice job of stretching your goat out appropriately. Unfortunately, that goat wants to dance around on you a little bit. Congratulate these guys with a big round of applause. I'm excited for the two that are coming back to come back out here in their drive setting.
Okay, it's time for me to get my mean voice on again. The building manager came over and said we need all of the vehicles moved from the south side and the vehicles moved on the east side. The fire marshal is just right across the street and he'll come shut us down. So please get those vehicles moved away from the building.
I think another awesome heat, and I think this heat's probably just a little bit deeper in terms of showman quality, maybe than the last ones. Take nothing away from it, but you just never know. In each particular heat, again, I think 3 showmen that are dynamic, that do things really, really well. And again, I think there's some over here that were close calls. Young lady here up front in the red shirt does a really nice job in motion. She can get this thing to get out and travel just the way that she needs to. Her body posture and her hand placement, all those things are really, really good. She's got the mechanics and the basics down. Just for me, too many times catching feet off. We can get that one to just act a little bit better, get feet where we need to be. Then in my mind, everything else is a no-brainer how to make her a pull. Young man right here, obviously small sheep and you're a tall guy, so understand the battle. I think just for me, front feet will get off just a little bit, and maybe I wish we could get down and get just a little bit more out of that particular sheep. Another really close call is a young lady right here. Again, her body posture, hand placement, her intensity, and her eye contact, all those things are really, really good. For me, we just caught those back feet off too many times, and it's close, and it's really, really tight, and I don't want to bring too many back. And then to me, just maybe a tough showmanship sheep to kind of show. I wish we could maybe manage where her spine and loin set within to her more. I think if we're doing that, then I think we can easily make you a pull. Young man right here, another showman, really good in terms of his body posture and his feet placement. Again, I just wish we could get more out of that particular sheep. I think if we could wrap your body just back around a little bit, get a little lower, I think she'll drive and she'll run uphill. Really like the body posture, the hand placement. The young lady here coming next does an awesome job in terms of presenting this one's front skeleton. Just for me, we just need to manage where her spine sits, and I think just some feet. We caught those off one too many times. Young lady here coming next, another one that just does a really, really good job. I thought another close call. I thought good in terms of eye contact, good in terms of her body posture. I like her hand placement. I wish she'd get just a little bit more out of this particular sheep, get him to just rock and roll, run and drive uphill like I think he can, and then I think it's a no-brainer. Young lady here coming next, we did manage that one in terms of his spine, get his nose down and rock his head back, and then the young lady here on the far end is one that does a really good job in terms of her eye contact and her body posture. To me, though, he'll kind of want to lock out in terms of his hawk, and so trying to catch and manage that. If you guys would, give all these kids a really nice round of applause. They deserve it. They're doing an absolutely awesome job.
Hey, that was a Class 2 of the Senior Showmanship. Coming back for the finals, Bella Campbell, Ellie Carvis, Cooper Maxwell. Hey, let's catch up on the goat side. We're in Class number 5 right now, Intermediate Showmanship. Coming back from Class 4, Kason Lane Newell, Sophie Ramial. So here we go. Class number 3 of the Senior Showmanship should be entering the ring. And Class number 6, Intermediate, should be in the makeup area, please.
People just said, oh, this is a major.
Kate Pieper, makeup area, please. Your class is going in the ring. Be ready for us. Showman, be ready for us, please.
Really, really good heat, and that's reflected in keeping an extra young person out here. Very, very good heat. And the young man up front, you're about as close as any of them to making it over onto that side. I think you do an awesome job maneuvering around the ring with your critter. I think you did an awesome job when we got in and braced that critter as well. Personally, for my own personal preference, we're a little sheepy in our showmanship style, and though I like that we got off that goat, she'll kind of get just a little deviated behind her shoulder because she's not wanting to push and elevate and up in the but man, I thought that was unique. I thought that was kind of a cool way to get things stuck. Young lady right here, I thought our freshness of hair and skin and presentation were awesome. Thought our front feet were just a little bit far out in front of us. Kind of a same story right here with the young lady in the striped shirt. You know, I thought our rear foot placement, I thought our spine top line management was really good. Thought we just got a little bit overstretched for my own personal liking. Young lady right here is kind of on the contrary. I thought our front foot placement was absolutely awesome. I thought our rear foot placement could have been stretched out at times. That goat will want to get just a a little bit too coupled up for me at times, but man, I thought your eye contact, your intensity, your understanding, your hand placement were all very, very good. I thought you were a showman that was very, very close to transcending over onto that side of things. But so keep working. Very, very nice job. Young man right here, love the way that we get this goat to push and drive and elevate up into us. Similar story to a couple of other young people out here. We got to make sure that our front feet are set correctly, and then honestly, our back feet are just on the verge of being a little bit too far offset for myself as well. So, that's something that we can continue to work on at home or in the yard. But man, you do such a good job of getting that goat to push and drive and elevating up in the young lady right here. Again, talking about a push and a brace and a drive, you might get as much push and brace and drive as anybody out here. Unfortunately, it kind of works to your undoing. That goat will want to drive down at the base of his shoulder and might want to just drive down on you because he's pushing so hard. That'll make him look just a little bit deeper and chunkier up front. If we can shake that goat's head out and then get it just a little bit more underneath that goat, I think we're definitely cooking with grease on that one. Keep your chin up, keep your head high. You're a very, very good showman. Young lady right here, great job at keeping that goat, his head and her head and her neck up, keeping her spine level. I think it's kind of a more unique breeding doe style of showmanship. Ultimately, I wish we could stretch that goat out just a little bit more, but I thought you did a very, very nice job. Young lady right here, you've come out here and you've shown a lot of goats today, and you've done a very, very nice job at doing so. And again, I've come to expect it from you. Your goats are pushing and they're flat backed. The rear leg placement is awesome. That goat is just wanting to fight you a little bit in terms of its front feet. Keep working at home, and I think you'll definitely make the call back. Congratulations to these exhibitors. Tremendous job. Give them a big round of applause if you would.
Hey, that was the Class 5 of the Goat Showmanship, Intermediate Goat Showmanship. Hayes Johnson, you're coming back. Brooklyn Nelson, you're coming back. Brooklyn Jaratowski, you're coming back to the finals. Congratulations. Class 6 Intermediate Showmanships coming in the ring. Then we're going to do the finals on the goat side. And over here on the sheep side, we're right in the middle of Class 3, Senior Showmanship, Class 3. Class 4, the makeup area is yours. We're not going to wait all day.
Another really, really awesome heat. And again, I think some real close calls. Young lady here up front does a really good job in terms of her body positioning and her hand placement. Wish we could rock that sheep's nose down just a little bit, pick him up in terms of his spine and maybe manage where his hind leg's at. But again, I think really good job. Body posture is good. Want to relax your hands just a little bit, get him more on his face, relax his nose, and then pick him up in terms of his spine. Then I think we're good. Young lady right here with the blue sheep, it's really, really close. Gets a lot out of him, really good in terms of her body positioning, her eye contact, and her hand placement. All those things are really, really good. For me, though, I think at times you want to overdrive him just a little bit, and his front feet will rock underneath of him, but it's really, really close. She does a very, very good job. Young lady right here with the speckle influence sheep, again, real good job. We could rock his head and neck back just a little bit more. You manage everything else really, really good. Again, similar story here. The management on everything's really good. I just want to bring that sheep together a little bit. It'll get just a little too stretched out. Buddy here is going to round out. I think you got a weather that's going to do pretty good tomorrow, if I were to guess. He's really high quality. You do a good job getting him shown and presented. I just want to bring your body around him just a little bit more, and then get him to drive, lock his honk in on this side just a little bit. But again, awesome group. Excited to get these three back. If you guys would, give them a nice round of applause. The kids deserve it. They're working hard.
Another really, really good heat in our intermediate division, and two stellar young men who kind of soared up in my mind. They are quick, they are efficient, they get such a good push, embrace, and drive, and then the attention to detail that occurs when both of them are getting their goats to set up is very, very good. If you're on the outside of the ring, I would definitely look in. I think they're doing a fantastic job. Again, young lady right here, I think we're very, very close. I think our rear foot positioning is awesome. I think the way that we manage that thing's spine and head and our own body positioning is fantastic. Again, front feet are a little bit off. I don't know if that goat's just pushing and driving to the same regard, but man, I thought you did a very, very nice job of managing that goat from its fore-rib back. I thought you did a very, very good job. The young lady right here, I thought, man, just in terms of squareness of foot, I thought we did a great job of keeping our feet square. We're a little overstretched. Our neck is tied just a little bit lower. I think we can get that thing's head and neck position just a little bit higher and then truly drive into that goat, and I think that'll allow us to move up and maneuver. Young lady right here, skin and hair are absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of the work that you've put in at home to get to this point. I think we can change our hand positioning and allow our fingers to run on the side of that goat's face. I think that'll allow for that goat to better position his neck out of the top side of its shoulder, because our foot positioning and our length of body are absolutely fantastic. I thought you've done a great job in that regard. Young lady right here, rear foot placement, absolutely awesome. Spine placement, fantastic. Head and neck placement are great as well. I thought we needed to have just a little bit more confidence to be just a skosh more efficient. I thought we needed to pop that goat's front feet forward and allow that goat to truly brace and drive into us. But you did a very, very nice job today. Young lady right here, I thought we needed to just stretch that goat out just a little bit more, because you're so smooth and calm and collected in terms of the way that you get that goat positioned. I thought we just needed to get a little bit more aggressive and get that goat just stretched out. But you've done a very, very nice job. Young man right here, incredible push, incredible brace, incredible drive. And I remember you because over there your goat had just an incredible touch and tone. That's because he's pushing and driving very, very good. And then you also have that goat incredibly hydrated, which is awesome. I wish that we could just stretch that goat out a little bit more, and I think we'd be cooking with grease. Young man right here, again, from that thing's full rib back, we're doing a fantastic job. Just make sure his front feet are a little bit square for myself. I think you'll definitely move on. Congratulations to those exhibitors. Tremendous heat.
Hey, that was Class 6 Intermediate Showmanship. Hey, we're on the finals of Intermediate. Intermediate Goat Showmanship in the ring, please. Hey, coming out of that Class 6 Intermediate Showmanship of the Goats, Dayton Mortvet and Cole Spurlock. You're going to finish that up. Looks to me like we got about 9 of you coming back. 9 kids coming back. Intermediate Goat Showmanship. Good luck to one. Good luck to all. Hey, we're on the last cut of Senior Showmanship on the sheep side. If you made your cut, if you're coming back for the finals, makeup area is yours. Hey, we're giving away buckles and jackets over here on the goat side. Intermediate Showmanship finals as we are speaking.
Another really awesome and competitive heat, and our last heat here on our senior side, and really excited to get into our overall senior showmanship. I think it's going to be really, really good. This heat in particular, I thought was really high quality. This young lady up front, I think, is an incredibly close call. I think having to not pull too many, so don't get a crowded ring, makes it tough. Because I think right here, right now, you've got everything where it needs to be. I wish you could rock her head and neck back just a little bit, but at times we just caught you. You want to get your front feet underneath of you just a little bit, but I think your body posture, your hand placement, all those things are really good. Young lady here coming next, another one that in terms of her body posture, in terms of her hand placement, just eye contact, I think is really, really good. We'll get just a little bit off in terms of feet placement. We'll want to set at front and back feet just a little wide, and so I think if we can manage those things, then we'll be really, really good. Young man here coming next, another one that I think in terms of just getting drive and brace out of this particular sheep does a really good job. Gets him to drive and run right uphill for me. I want to rock his head and neck back. At times you want to get him to drive maybe just a little too hard, and his front feet will kind of work and roll underneath of him. Again, awesome body posture and hand placement. The mechanics, the basics are down. Just got to manage that one in terms of his spine, manage where he's at in terms of rear feet. Young lady here coming next, tremendous job in terms of the basics and the mechanics. Thought another one was a close call. I like her body posture. She does a good job in terms of where feet are at. I just wish we could get his head, neck, and nose to just relax a little bit more. And then I think that here an easy pull in my mind. Young man here coming next. Really good job. I wish we could relax your body just a little bit. It kind of looks like you're sitting out here on tiptoes. I think if we can relax your body posture, your hand placement and everything of where your body's positioned on the front side of the that particular sheep's really good. I just wish we could relax you just a little bit. Young lady here coming next was a really, really close call in my time. Extra intense, and I like that about her. Really awesome in terms of her body posture and her hand placement. For me, you'll want to just get that sheep probably driving just too hard, and then his feet will get underneath of him, and then when you don't, you'll get him stretched out just a little too much. So I think if we can manage those things, then I think you're a no-brainer in my mind to come back, and you're very, very competitive. Young lady here at the South Down, again, I think good job. She's calm, she's cool and collected. That sheep probably just didn't want to act like a perfect showmanship sheep. I think that's what gets her in trouble. Young buddy here on the end with the speckle-faced shoe doing a bang-up job. He was a close call in my mind. His body posture and hand placement are actually pretty good. He does a good job in terms of getting that thing spine collected. Maybe just a little fidgety for this particular judge. I think he can tone that down. He's a no-brainer pull. But if you guys would, give him a nice round of applause.
Hey, that was a Class 4 Senior Showmanship. Coming back for the finals, Lucinda Mayers, Ethan Baumberger, Sissany Sissany Crow. Should be 11 coming back for the senior, the sheep showmanship. We're right in the middle, right in the heated things in the intermediate showmanship right now. Oh, that means like junior goat showman should be lining up outside the ring. Junior goat and intermediate sheep showmanship. That first heat of intermediate sheep showmanship should be lining up outside the ring. Finals of the senior are walking in as we are speaking. We're going to end up with that Cheyenne 2 in the intermediate goat showmanship. Same way, senior sheep showmanship's going on right now. Senior sheep.
4 heats of intermediate showmanship, and man, they come down to 9 absolutely stellar individuals that made the cut, made the call back, and ultimately made the drive out here. And so I think when we get down to our final 5, I think it gets incredibly challenging. I will tell you guys, and being transparent with you, when I got down to my final 4, maybe the goats started acting up a little bit differently. We got a little bit overstretched. We had one wanting to pull back. We had one not wanting to engage at a brace. Then we had one kind of wanting to jump around on us a little bit. And so again, I want to commend the kids. Ultimately, I think that's because these goats have had a very nice day. I think these goats have been up for a very long time. But ultimately, I think it was how you mitigated that, how you still showed your animal off that ultimately sorted the final 4. Again, in no particular order for the Cheyenne 2, young man right here, your goat has been giving you just a little bit of a fit right there. But when I came in your heat, that was the best moving goat that corresponded with you perfectly as you maneuver the ring. That goat pushes, embraces, and drives. Your presentation, hydration are all absolutely fantastic. And then you have mitigated that goat being a little bit of a knothead and come out here and shown the absolute wheels off of that thing. I think it is you've done a very good job, something to be commended on. Young lady right here, talk about absolutely incredible presentation. You've come out here and you've been so smooth and so calm and collected. And maybe, in your heat, you didn't just hit me right out of the gate, but it's so hard to miss you when you are so just absolutely spot on in terms of your feet and leg placement. You get that goat to push, embrace, and drive and elevate into you. Congratulations to you. Very good showman. Young man right here, again, I think you do an absolutely fantastic job of elevating that thing's front end through the front end out of the top side of its skeleton. You get that goat to push, embrace, and drive. As we got back over there, and I really thought you were going to be my champion, that goat wanted to lean back on us a little bit. That goat wanted to kick its front feet up. That goat ultimately just made you, didn't want to work with you in the same regard there at the end. But that's nothing to put your chin down on. You've done an absolutely fantastic job this entire time. Same story here, young man. Again, presentation and getting that goat out here and pushing, embracing, and driving has been absolutely awesome. We got over on that side of things. That goat naturally wanted to start overstretching on you just a little bit, wanted to get a little discombobulated in terms of his spine, but you did an awesome job of getting that goat to elevate and push up in you. I thought you did a great job. Young lady, I've been anticipating you coming back into showmanship because I saw you in your class and I thought, wow, that young lady has done just an absolutely incredible job of showing the wheels off of a goat that's probably just a little bit more naturally challenging to show. That goat wants to hunker on you. You get that goat to push and drive and elevate. Ultimately, as the drive kind of wore on, that goat wanted to maybe just hunker in terms of his shoulder a little bit, but you've done a tremendous job of getting that goat to push and elevate towards you. Young man right here, again, I thought from our forerib back, we were in big time contention. Rear foot placement, spine mitigation, and then getting that goat to push and drive was absolutely awesome. Longer we went, the more front foot placement maybe just got a little bit out of whack. Same story for you, young man. I thought we did a great job in terms of our rear foot placement. You did an incredible job in terms of our hand utilization. Your body positioning is awesome on that goat. That goat will want to get just a little tiptoey in terms of its offside front foot, want to swing it up on you. Just pop those front feet forward, and I think we're cooking with grease. Young lady right here, maybe the hardest goat to show of the entire drive out here. That goat naturally wants to keep his head down and kind of buckle over in terms of his knee. With that being said, I thought from his forerib back, you managed him perfectly. The longer that goat wanted to be out here, the more he kind of wanted to triangle in terms of his front skeleton. But man, I thought you did an absolutely awesome job of sticking with it. Hats off to you. Young man right here, I thought your smoothness and your finesse is what got you here, and I appreciated that again out here. That goat maybe just wanted to overstretch on you a little bit, but absolutely fantastic group of showmen. Congratulate them all with a big round of applause. Very good job.
Wow, that was great intermediate showmanship. Way to put your hands together because that was a really good drive. Intermediate showmanship in the GOAT Show. Cheyenne 2, Brooklyn Jaretowski. Dayton Mordvart. Yeah, you're our Cheyenne 2. We're going to go after that with Jackets. Kason Lane Newell, Cole Spurlock, and Sophie Romriel. That was a great intermediate. Junior showmanship. The ring is yours. We're still right in the middle of that senior showmanship, the finals. Senior showmanship in the sheep show. Senior showmanship. Be lining up intermediates. Class number 5. Be lining up makeup area. Class 8 Junior Showmanship. The makeup area is yours. Class 8 Junior Showmanship. Makeup area, please. Mr. Evan McLean's doing the sheep showmanship for us today. Boy, he's got his work cut out in this senior division. There's, from my advantage up here, a lot of great showmen out there. So good luck to each and every one of you.
Fantastic group of juniors to get us kicked off in our first heat. And with that, I think as the age divisions continue to get younger, I actually think they become more challenging because it becomes harder to differentiate between the quality showmen. And especially here, the youth here have just done an absolutely incredible job. Young man right here up front's about as close to moving over there as any of them. I think we're maybe just a little overstretched, and I thought we maybe got a little deviated there in terms of our top line. But young man, your intensity, your body positioning, your push and brace on that goat are absolutely awesome. Young man, you've done an absolutely fantastic job. Congratulations to you. Young lady right here, again, rear foot positioning, spine management I've been absolutely awesome. Our rear front feet are just a little bit off for myself. I think at times we maybe want to just get a little bit crowded on that goat's front end. I think we can let that goat out, pop her forward, and then reposition and get back in and be just a bit more successful there. Young lady right here, again, I like the way that we show off on that chain. I like our body positioning. That goat wants to rise up there in terms of her spine. I think we need to manage that as if we're going to continue, but a very, very nice job. Young lady right here, similar story to the young lady ahead of you. I like the way that we show off on the side of with a more of a breeding goat style of showmanship. I think it's really unique. And then with that, I think you've actually done a better job of spine mitigation. The goat's front feet are just a little bit far forward and her rear feet are just a little bit far back. It's causing her to overstretch a little bit and deviate there out of the backside of her blade. Young lady right here, again, I thought you've done an awesome job of eye contact and ring understanding. I think you've done a great job of elevating that thing through the front third of its skeleton. Again, kind of like a similar story. Our front feet are just a little bit far forward, and then our back feet will get just a little bit offset. I think if we took that goat in a loop and then restarted, I think we'd be very, very good as well. Young lady right here, talk about just incredible hair, talk about incredible presentation. That young lady does a great job of getting that goat to elevate her head and neck. Unfortunately, that goat's not wanting to work with you in the same regard, wanting to be just a little bit of a knothead ahead, wanting to not stay in line as much. And so ultimately, I hope that one day that goat wants to work with you in the same regard because you are a very, very good showman. The young man right here, kind of a calm, collected young man that just comes out here and gets it done. I mean, just an absolutely awesome job of maneuvering around the ring. Maybe not as much push, embrace, and drive, but I would tell you, just take this part of your leg and really get that goat to push into you. But I thought you've done an awesome job of showing off the quality of your goat there from the side, so congrats to you. Young lady, again, we talk about getting push, embrace, and drive. That's where I think a lot of people can learn from you because you got your leg positioning that thing's breastplate appropriately, and that thing is rocking and rolling in towards you. Our rear feet are just a little overstretched for me. We need to couple that goat up just a little bit more. We'll move over onto this side of things. Great way to get our junior division kicked off. Give them a big round of applause on a tremendous job.
Hey, coming back, Class 7 Junior Showmanship. Hubert Richardson, Brock Martved, Caitlin Meckelberg. Class 8 Junior Showmanship in the ring, please. Hey, what a better day to celebrate being at a livestock show. It's a great honor to be able to do that with all of us, but stop by the Pine Bluff Distilling booth over there. Great sponsors with us. They've been with us every year. They don't ever falter. It's unreal the amount of effort they go to help us out. Stop by Pine Bluff Distilling booth over there. Great sponsors for the Cheyenne Livestock Expo. Hey, Class 9 Junior Showmanship in the goat side. Makeup area, please. Class 9 Junior Goat Showmanship. We're getting ready for the top 5 in the senior showmanship on the sheep side and the all-coveted Cheyenne 2. Junior Goat Showmanship, Corbin Hennigan, please, to the makeup area, please. Corbin Hennigan. We're in Class 8 Junior Showmanship right now, Class 9's makeup area, and we're selecting that all-coveted Cheyenne 2 on the Senior Sheep Showmanship.
two powerful, high-quality showmen sort their way up in our second heat of junior showmanship. But again, a very, very deep, very, very high-quality heat. Man, I'm very, very proud of these kids. Young lady up front, again, as we go through them, I thought you did an awesome job of maneuvering the ring with your goat. I can tell that you spent a lot of time at home. I can tell that you spent a lot of hours with that animal. And so that's what I think this whole event is truly about, is getting kids involved in the agriculture industry, getting kids involved with livestock. I can tell that this event has paid off for you in a very good way. Again, maybe we're just a little off in terms of our foot placement down low. Maybe that goat wants to hunker down on us ever so slightly, but I thought you've done a tremendous job maneuvering the ring. Young lady right here, I like our eye contact. I like how alert we are in the ring. I like the way that we get our rear foot placement and our spine placement very, very good. I think I'd say you're probably just as close to being on that side of things as any of them. To me, we're just a little bit off-centered in terms of where we're at in our line. I thought at times our goat doesn't want to push in the same regard, but again, you keep going home, you keep working on that foot placement that same way. I think you've done an absolutely tremendous job. Young lady right here, again, I think we've done a great job, and you're kind of scratching your goat's chin right now, and that goat's not moving at all. I think that's really unique. That goat is broke to you. That goat, again, from the time and the effort that you guys have put into it, unfortunately, that goat's not really pushing or driving, just kind of standing there. But again, I think you've done a very, very nice job. Young lady on the contrary right here, we got a big push and we got a big drive with the young lady in the stripes right here. Unfortunately, that goat wants to drive up there in terms of its spine. We need to mitigate its spine, and then we would be just a little bit better. And then we think we'd probably get our pull over here. But that kind of push and that kind of brace and that kind of drive is absolutely awesome. Young lady right here, again, I thought we've done a great job with our hand placement. We have that goat's head and neck elevated the way that it needs to. And then with that, our spine, it lays into us. We're flat backed. We're a little overstretched for me. I think we couple that goat up, and I think we've done a very, very nice job. My guy right here is as intense as they come. He has come in here, and he's had the eye of the tiger. He's had his game face on the entire time. With that, I love the way that we're doing it right now. Man, I think if we'd have done that, about a minute ago or 2 minutes ago, you'd definitely be getting the pull because it looks absolutely awesome right now. That goat is driving up and elevating, and feet and legs are right. Our feet and legs were just a little bit off when I caught you, but man, you go home, you keep working on that, and the next time I judge you, I'll make sure to pull you. I thought you did that is absolutely awesome right there. Young lady right here comes in. Front feet are set the way they need to. Head and neck are up, and those are all things that I like, things that catch my attention. We're a little offset in terms of our rear foot placement. That goat kind of wants to drive down on us, okay? You're already kind of a little bit taller than that goat, so we're going to have to make sure we get lower and get this part of our leg and that thing's breastplate. But you've done an absolutely awesome job. Young lady right here, again, that goat wanted to maybe run around in a circle on you initially. You caught that goat. You showed him who was boss, and then you got that goat presented incredibly, incredibly well. Okay, so I want to applaud you for just keeping with it. Congratulate these guys with a big round of applause. Great job.
Well, that took a minute. These kids are pretty good. I told all these kids sitting along the rail, I feel bad because they were getting pulled for pretty minor things, or sheep not wanting to maybe act right, or just catching the wrong view. But this is good, guys. And if you're sitting ringside and you don't think it is, probably just need to leave the building and find a new hobby and go buy a boat or something. I feel like I've been fortunate enough to judge some really high caliber showmanships. And just to be frank and honest with you guys, this right here will be the deepest and toughest one from top to bottom that I've had the opportunity to judge. And I guess we'll do the Cheyenne too, but I'll tell you how I like them. I'm going to talk about each one in no particular order. And then I'll tell you which one's my favorite. But again, both of them will get a buckle, but I think both of them are deserving of it. Young man up front here with the blue sheep, bang up job, buddy. Just not a whole lot you do wrong, right? Everything is there in terms of the basics and the mechanics, and I'm pretty sure that's the first time she's probably moved a foot the whole time we've been out here. Wickedly good job. Young lady right here, her intensity, just her will, her work ethic is really, really good. She's maybe just a nickel more challenging to show. She maybe has to have just a little bit more from a mechanic standpoint, but I think she does it to a very, very high degree. Everything is really, really good. If I'm going to get critical at times, you'll get his front feet just a little out from underneath of him, but I think it fits on that particular sheep. Everything rolls the way it needs to. Young man up front with the blue sheep, he'll be your champion. Young lady there in the red will be reserved. As we roll on down here into our top five, the young lady in third was one that I thought does an incredible job. To me, again, just really not a lot of things that she does wrong. I think at the end of the day, I'd let her show one for me any day of the week because I think her whereabouts within the ring is very, very good. And yet she is just so smooth and so agile and yet still comes with intensity. For me, I wish we could just rock his head and neck back just a little bit. If we can roll his head and neck back just a little bit more, then I think you're sitting over there because I think everything else you do is very, very, very good. A young lady is going to sit here in fourth, another showman. Does an absolutely incredible job just in terms of her body positioning, her hand placement. I wish we could get his nose maybe just a little bit more level. And then I thought the longer we worked him, and I know it's critical, maybe you just had to get a little bit more motion with you and your particular sheep. You probably just got tired, wanted to act up a little bit, but they do a very, very good job. Young man here with the blue ewe, incredible job again. Showman that I really like. He gets a lot out of this particular ewe. Really like him in terms of his intensity and his eye contact. For me, I thought that, there's times we get real, real good views. I thought as we kind of worked down, when there was about 5 or 6 of them left, that sheep just want to get just a little too stretched out. She get just a little weak in her spine. Again, I told these kids on down the line, this is tough and this is really good. I told them, man, it's small, minute things, but you throw a different guy out here, I'm sure things will shake out just a little bit different. If you guys would, not only these exhibitors that are still out here, but everybody that exhibited in senior showmanship, give them a real nice round of applause. These kids deserve it. They did an awesome job.
Awesome job, senior sheep showmanship. We know the livestock industry is in great shape when we got young kids coming up through the system like that. Congratulations. Cheyenne 2, Cooper Maxwell, Ellie Carvis, congratulations. Bella Camel comes in next. Cecily Crows, 4th. Taven Dubin, 5th. Great set of senior showmen. Intermediate showmanship, class number 5, the ring's yours.
Another real good heat, junior showmanship, and 2 young ladies that soared up in my mind, just due to speed and efficiency and extra finesse. Again, I'm going to go through and let you guys know my thought process. I thought this, again, was a very, very good heat. Young lady right here, we're so close because our foot placement down low and our ability to stand in front of that goat without that goat moving are absolutely awesome. Unfortunately, that goat will naturally want to just dry up down in terms of its shoulder. That'll cause it to deviate out of the back of its blade. We get that goat to push, embrace, and drive, and then ultimately I think we very quickly move our way over into here because your understanding of the ring, your eye contact, your utilization of the ring as well was very, very good. Congratulations to you. Young lady right here, great push, great brace, great drive. A little over-braced in my mind and maybe just wants to kick its front feet a little bit forward, a little offset, but man, I thought from that thing's full rib back, we've done a tremendous job of managing that thing's spine, and the rear foot placement was very, very good as well. Young lady right here takes a goat who's maybe just a little bit harder headed and then gets out here and shows the wheels off of it. I thought just a tremendous job in terms of rear foot placement. I think you've done a great job in terms of making sure that goat's head and neck are up. Maybe at times that goat will want to just drive downhill a little bit on you. Maybe at times that goat will want to rise up just a little bit in the middle part of her back. You keep working on that because I think you've done just an absolutely awesome job. You've taken control and shown that goat who's boss. You've done a very, very nice job. Young man right here, again, the goat maneuvers incredibly well with them, and then he's so calm and so smooth, and the ability to get that goat set up, which is something that I always like to tip my hat to because I naturally am a person who's maybe just a little bit more high stress. I maybe get a little bit more jittery. So for you to remain that calm and that cool and that collected at your age, I think is absolutely awesome. I think we need to get this part of our leg into that goat's breastplate. I think that'll allow that goat to push, and that goat will stop dancing around on us a little bit. But I think you've done a very, very nice job. Young lady right here, great push and great brace and great drive. Like the young lady up there, that goat will want to overdrive just just a little bit and get its front feet just a little bit underneath of itself, take that goat's head, shake that goat's head out, and then get back into that goat. And sometimes it'll take a couple times because ultimately that goat will either want to overdrive and hunker, or maybe that goat will want to overstretch from me. But you've done a very, very nice job. Congratulations to you. Young lady right here, I think you've done a great job maneuvering that goat around the ring. That thing's skin and hair and presentation are absolutely awesome. Ultimately, I think we're just a little offset off either end of our skeleton, get square, and we get moving over there, okay? Very, very nice job. This young man has done a great job with this goat all day, and again, I think you're very, very close to moving over here. Every time I looked over here, I was always in awe. Your spine and utilization and the way you got that thing's head and neck up were absolutely awesome. Ultimately, we were either just a little bit overstretched or maybe our front feet were just a little bit off. Continue to work at home, and I think you will be a dominant force to be reckoned with. Congratulations to this group. Again, I'm very, very impressed.
Hey, there's that last class number 9, junior showmanship, coming back to the finals. Peyton Gould, Tinley Becker. We're going to have finals of junior showmanship right now. My record says there's going to be 7 coming back.
Good way to get things kicked off here in our next division, the showmanship. Another awesome group of kids. Young lady up front in the orange, I thought close call. Good body posture, feet are where they need to be. Just want to relax that one and manage where his head and his nose are at. Young lady here coming next. She's got the advantage of keeping that thing's head and neck where that one needs to be for me. I thought maybe just feet placement got off just a little bit. Young lady here coming next. Awesome job in terms of her body posture and her hand placement. Just want to manage that one where he's at in terms of some feet placement. He wants to get just a little off in terms of front feet and close up just a little bit there behind. Young lady here coming next has got, again, good body posture, good hand placement, got the mechanics down. She gets a lot out of that particular sheep in terms of drive and in terms of brace. Again, just some feet placement things. We'll just get offset in terms of front feet and need to manage where her back feet sits. Again, another young lady does an awesome job. I think the basics and the mechanics are really, really good. Just want to relax that one in terms of where his or her head, neck, and nose sit, and then I think that we can go ahead and make you a full young lady here with the Dorset. Good job. Wish we could get his head and neck up just a little bit more, but again, everything else is very, very good. Young man here coming next is good in terms of feet placement. I wish he could bring his body maybe around just a little bit more. I think it'll look just a shot more comfortable on that particular sheep. I thought the young lady right here was a real, real close call. I think everything she does is really good. She'll want to get his head and neck rocked just a little too far forward for me. If we can manage that and get his nose more to 90, then I think no-brainer, because that was a real, real close call. If you guys would, give all these kids a very, very nice round of applause. Excited to get into our next division.
Class 5 intermediate showmanship, coming back for the finals. Taya Winden, Michaela Curtis. Right in the middle of this junior showmanship finals, we've got Hubert Richardson out there, Brock Mortved, Caitlin Meckelberg, Baylor Johnson, Jaylee Joy, Peyton Gould, Tanley Becker. Cheyenne 2's going to come out of there, and then it's 5 jackets. Class 6 intermediate sheep showmanship. Who do we need here? Lack and Rookstool, you going to come into Class 6 intermediate showmanship? Junior showmanship on the goat side. Baylor Hubbard to make up area, please. Pre-junior showmanship. Baylor, please. Hey, if you're going to take home one of these jackets, the coveted Cheyenne jackets, you got to turn those green cards into Pam at the office. Turn them into her, and so that way we'll get you the correct size.
Yep, I can take that. Thank you.
Lake and Rookstool and intermediate showmanship, your classes going in the ring. Lake and hustle up. Class 7, intermediate sheep showmanship. Makeup area, please. Class 7. Pre-junior showmanship, goat show. Makeup area, please.
Junior showmanship has been one of the tougher divisional drives, and ultimately, I said it in intermediate showmanship. I thought that drive was tough because the goats maybe wanted to get just a little bit more antsy on them out here. I think the top three out here are pretty negotiable in my mind. I think you have to have a personal preference, and the two young men on this side of things, they're quick, they're speedy, they're efficient, and ultimately, I thought they were just a little bit better in terms of making sure their front foot placement was correct. I thought they were extra speedy there at the end as well. Again, in no particular order, young man in the stripes. I thought, just came out here with an absolutely intense, absolute killer mentality almost, because that goat pushes, embraces, and drives and never moves. That goat has never moved a singular inch. That goat runs directly uphill. You've positioned that goat's head and neck perfectly atop of its shoulder. That goat has worked with you in absolute perfection. That's pretty utopian kind of showmanship right there, if you ask me. Young man that comes out here in two, talk about getting one fired up on movement. That goat moves and maneuvers with you as good as any of the goats out here or any of the goats that we've seen so far. That goat is presented to the absolute nines, and then your push, embrace, and drive are absolutely awesome. What I thought was the coolest thing about you were the most efficient and quickest to get your goat set up. And then ultimately, when maybe a couple other goats on down the line were maybe moving around, you remain just very, very consistent kind of a showman. Again, hats off to you. Congratulations. Young lady right here, talk about intensity, talk about eye contact, talk about understanding understanding of the ring. I thought in your class you absolutely mollywopped them. I thought you came out here and you put on an absolute clinic in terms of what goat showmanship was supposed to look like. We got back out here in the drive, and maybe our rear feet got just a little bit offset. Maybe our front feet just got a little bit offset. I was able to get just a little bit more nitpicky on you. But young lady, you are a force to be reckoned with, and don't you forget that. That is good goat showmanship right there. A very, very high caliber showman. Young lady right here, nothing to take away from you. You are a basic, fundamental kind of a showman that takes things to the extras. Incredible push, embrace, and drive. Awesome in terms of our foot placement down low. As the drive wore on, that goat wanted to drive it down with the base of its shoulder just a little bit more than my preferred liking. I thought that goat wanted to deviate in terms of its spine ever so slightly. Two incredibly nitpicky things. Young lady, you're a very, very good showman. I was actually really pleasantly surprised when you came back out here and you got a showmanship pull, because I remember you in your classes and I kept thinking that young lady is a very, very good showman. And you kept bringing out goats that were nice built. You kept bringing out goats that probably need a little bit more punch. And I thought, I hope she's able to show those goats just as good as she did in the market show. And man, you did. Foot and leg placement was incredible. Spine management was absolutely awesome. You are intense. You are powerful. And I thought that was absolutely awesome. The longer the drive wore on, maybe our goat wanted to rock forward on us just a little bit. Maybe we needed to pop that goat's front feet forward. But I thought you've done just an absolutely incredible job. Young man right here, a basic kind of a showman who's just done a great job all day. Again, I thought push, brace, and drive was awesome. Got a little stretched for me. Young lady, again, I thought you've done a great job again all day. Just keeping that goat's flat and that goat's back flat, keeping his head up and keeping front feet where they need to be. Rear feet got just a little discombobulated towards the end. Congratulate those exhibitors with a big round of applause. Absolutely awesome set of junior showmen.
Another really good heat over here, and I thought a young lady here up front, when we get this thing right here, it's a no-brainer and a close pull for me, because I think when you get this sheep stuck and get him right, it's very, very good. Why you don't get the pull is his attitude. He kind of wants to fight and fuss with you. Takes you a little longer to get to this particular point. So if we can manage those things and get to there, then I think it's a no-brainer, a really easy pull. Young man here coming next, another one that I thought was a close pull. I think the basics that he does are really good. His body posture, his hand placement's awesome. For me, I wish we could relax her nose, and at times she just want to get just a little off in terms of her front feet placement, but that does a very, very nice job. Young man in the black shirt here, again, I think another showman does a really good job. Again, feet placement and small minor things are what gets him in trouble. That sheep probably just didn't want to show the best for him and just gets just a little off. We need to manage him in terms of his spine quality, but again, a real good job. I thought another showman that does a lot of really, really good things. As a young man here that comes next, you get the most out of this particular Blue U in terms of drive and in terms of brace. I like those things. For me, I think if we could relax her in terms of her head and neck just a little bit, it looks like you're just kind of wanting to rip it out of her. If we can just relax that, relax her head and neck, everything else in terms of positioning of your body, in terms of your ability to get that one to drive and brace and run uphill are very, very good. Young lady here coming next is a calm, cool, collective showman. Just one that I wish we could rock. That one's head and neck back, and I wish we could maybe just get down and get that sheep to drive and launch just a little bit harder so he'll set down in terms of his hind leg, but a very nice job. Young lady here coming next, another showman in terms of getting that thing to drive and brace and run uphill, really, really good. Need to rock his head and neck back and manage him in terms of feet placement. I thought another close pull is young lady down here in the purple. That does a very, very nice job in terms of her body posture, getting the most out of this particular sheep. Just want to relax him in terms of where his nose is at and then open him up in terms of his front feet. I want to get him just a little too close together. If you guys would, give all those kids a really nice round of applause.
Class 6 Intermediate Showmanship. Paisley Eddington, you're coming back. Hazy Johnson, you're coming back. Hallie Cothran, you're coming back. Hey, we had some junior showmanship finals while we were gone. Awesome set of junior finals. Goat Showmanship, Cheyenne 2, Baylor Johnson, Brock Mortved. Then we got some jacket winners, Tinley Becker, Caitlin Meckelberg, and Peyton Gould. You're going to finish yet. Now we're on the all-important pre-junior showmanship on the goat side here. And if you guys remember, the senior showmen all got the Cheyenne 2 buckles. They got jackets. So did the juniors. So did the intermediate. These pre-junior showmans get exactly the same, but their buckles are going to look a lot bigger when they put them on. So this is really important class. 2 awesome buckles that I'd love to win, and I'm really excited that 2 of you are going to go home with buckles. So good luck, try hard. Cheyenne 2 coming up, pre-junior goat showmanship. Deep side, Class 7, intermediate showmanships. Class 8, the makeup area is yours. Class 8, intermediate showmanship. Be ready, please. You know, we got a few bets going on here at the announcer stand, but there's not anybody betting on the other side of this deal. But we're all kind of betting that whoever carries a belt buckle out of this ring, when they walk through that gate over there, they're going to be smiling to mom or dad or brother or sister about the buckle they just won. So the bet is those kids are going to be all smilers when they carry that buckle out of the ring. Hey, I tell you what, Nate's had a lot of pressure on him all day long, but yeah, just look at him. He's stewing and fretting, trying to figure this deal out. Awesome pre-junior showman. Nice to have all you kids come show with us on the goat side.
A pretty wicked heat over here on the sheep side, and gonna bring back 4, and I still think that there's still a few close calls here along the rail. Young man up front, you got a high-end kind of a sheep, and I like him. You're a close call. You do things really, really well. Again, just get nitpicky. I think you're probably just a little too upright. Want to wrap your body more around the front side of that particular sheep. And then relax his nose and his neck. You want to kind of lean with that particular sheep. And so we can roll your body around the front side, relax it, and then relax him in terms of his head and neck. I think you're a no-brainer and a pull for me. Young lady here with the blue sheep, another one that I think is another really, really close pull in my mind. I think her body posture and her hand placement's really good. I wish we could relax him in terms of his nose and getting real critical. His feet will get off just a little bit, but I think a very, very good showman. Young lady that's going to go ahead ahead and come here next. Another showman, I think, does a tremendous job in terms of body posture and hand placement. Does a lot of work to try to get this sheep to drive and run uphill. I just wish, again, we could relax him in terms of his nose, get it more down at a 90, and then we'll get those front feet maybe just a little close together. But I think a really nice job. The young man here with the blue sheep, he's kind of wanting to give him some fits and act up. When he gets him there, it's real good. Up front, he's just where I want him to be in terms of that sheep's head and neck and where he positions and places it. His body posture is really good. Just got to be a little quicker to the draw, manage where his rear feet are at, and then I think a no-brainer, and again, how to go ahead and make the pull. Young lady here with the downer, again, incredible job in terms of body posture and hand placement. Just gets a little too weak right there in terms of his spine, and so we manage that, keep his spine held together, and I think another showman that she can go ahead and make the pull. Young lady here with the white sheep, again, really good job. Just need to relax where he's at or hers at in terms of her head and neck, square her up in terms of rear feet and front feet. But again, awesome job. Really excited to keep working through this division. If you guys would, give these kids a real nice round of applause. They're working real hard.
Before I get to talking about our novice showman over here on this side of things, this is my last class of the day. And so, again, I want to thank the Cheyenne Livestock Expo for allowing me the opportunity to come out here and sort stock. I want to thank you all who drug stock to me. It's been an absolutely incredible day. The stock and the kids have been absolutely fantastic. And so, again, thank you so much for having me. What's kind of cool about Evan and I is we both hail from the same alma mater, or at least for senior college, which is Western Illinois University. And we spent a lot of time in the van talking about what good stock looked like. We spent a lot of time in the van, pondering how would we sort stock shows one day. We did not spend a whole lot of time talking about one of the hardest things to sort, which is the pre-junior or the novice showmanship. I mean, it is absolutely tough. Like he said, this has probably been one of my more challenging decisions today because I want them all to do incredibly good. I want them all to win. The two young ladies right here are my favorite. They do an incredible job in terms of just foot and leg placement, in terms of ring understanding, push and brace and drive. This young lady right here, super calm, super collected. That young lady right there, super intense and super powerful. And so, again, congratulations to you. You are the Cheyenne 2 young lady right here. Great push, great brace, great drive. I thought you did an awesome job of keeping that goat's head and neck up. Young lady right here is powerful and intense and so good in terms of her eye contact. Young lady right here has had a blast all day. I gave her a thumbs up earlier. She came back out here and gave me the thumbs up back, and then comes out here and does an awesome job of managing the rear third of that thing's skeleton. Young lady up front said, man, that goat's pretty big for me. I said, yeah, but you're doing an awesome job getting that one shown. And she has continued to show the wheels off of it. She's got an older sister, and then she enjoys showing livestock with her. That's what this is all about, and she's done an absolutely awesome job. Young lady right here is great eye contact, awesome job getting that thing's head, neck, and ears up. The young man right here has done a great job of maintaining that one's spine. Young lady right here came out here and showed a big shaped goat earlier. She's back out here doing a great job again. Young lady right here came out here, and that goat maneuvered perfectly with her. I can tell you've been working at home. Young man right here, again, just a solid stud of a showman. So again, I know I've asked for a lot of applause throughout the day. I'm going to ask for the biggest applause right now. Give these young people a big round. It's been absolutely awesome sorting the stock show.
Thanks a lot today, Nate, for the goat show. We do appreciate that. Hey, just as an honor, hey, goat people, nice job. Appreciate the way you work. I appreciate the young children or showmen today. Let's put your hands together for all the goat showmen today.
Attention in the barn. We need vehicles moved from the east end of the